Hello. Welcome to the Awful and Awesome Entertainment Wrap. This is Abhinandan Sekhri,
And this is Abbas. Momin.
who is joining us from his home in Bombay.
Yes.
And I join you from the News Laundry studio. Rajshri Sen, like any good Bengali, is on leave during the pujo. Because if you don't take leave during pujo as a Bengali, you are excommunicated by the Bengali community. Did you know that, Abbas?
I can imagine. I did not know that, but I can imagine that's very true.
Yeah. If you're working as a bong during pujo,
Huh.
I think you will be basically bashed up really badly. So, happy Pujo, you all. Happy Garba. Happy Navratri. I hope, Abbas, you wanted to make your way into any Garba because we're living in India where if you belong to another community and you want to participate in the festivities of the other, not only will you be told to get out and be harmed, news channels will also say, Dekho theek hi kiya. That is the India we're in. Anyway, so Abbas.
So I saw this tweet. The Danish ambassador apparently went to one of the Garba night
Was he bashed up
pandals
for not being Hindu?
in Gujarat. And he was saying, oh, this is amazing. I can see so many colors and the culture of India. तो किसी ने retweet किया and he wrote कि Danish is allowed, Danish is not allowed.
Yeah. And in fact, I have a little bit of commentary on this issue only because Adipurush, which I saw the promo of,
Oh
which
my God.
the
Yes.
promo only put me off. And what I have in common with the nutters of the Hindutva brigade is that even they are put off by this, but for very different reasons. So we shall talk about that
Sure.
later in this show. But before we get into the menu of things that we will be discussing in the absence of Rajshri, I would like to invite all of you to the Media Rumble. What is the Media Rumble, you might ask? First, check out this promo.
News Laundry and Teamwork Arts present the Media Rumble, an annual forum where we will discuss news, the business of news, tech, policy,
where we celebrate, discuss, critique, and scrutinize.
And exchange ideas about news, media, and policy related to media. 2 days of stimulating interactions in a safe space.
where we can honestly and in a reasonable and civil manner examine and evolve the news media ecosystem with voices from across the spectrum.
Come and join policymakers, journalists, legal experts, and storytellers as they share their experiences and opinions.
We have panel discussions and masterclasses.
Be there. Register online.
Block your seat. Register at www.themediarumble.com.
Mark your calendars for the 14th and 15th of October 2022.
Let's rumble at the Media Rumble.
So do come, go to mediarumble.com. This is the website that you have to go to and register and see you there. If you're a News Laundry subscriber, it's free for you. If you're not, we've kept a very minimal entry ticket this time. Usually it's 500, 800 rupees. But this time, because we're coming after 2 years, we're coming at the physical event. We thought we should keep it low so more of you can come, because a lot of students say 500, 800 bucks is a lot for us. So it's only for your students that we've lowered it actually. On that note, Abbas, here's the
Yes.
menu and you take it from whatever place you want. We are talking about... Okay, why don't you take it? I can't pronounce these names.
Yeah, this is surprisingly a very South India heavy episode we're doing.
Yes.
Which is surprising because when me and Nanika do, it's always stuff.
Game of Thrones.
Hollywood stuff, huh? So we'll be discussing Ponniyin Selvan, which is the most recent big budget epic magnum opus that Mani Ratnam has directed. We'll be talking about, and again, I will also apologize if I'm pronouncing this incorrectly, Natchathiram Nagargiradhu, which is a Tamil film which is directed by
Paranjit.
which was in theaters but recently came on Netflix, which is where I caught it. And we'll be talking about R. Balki's recent film Chup, which is a Hindi film but also stars Dulquer Salmaan, who's a big deal in Malayalam cinema. So
Right.
yeah, these are the
And then there's a
three-
trailer of a film called Bros.
Bros, yeah, which is
two-
the first mainstream gay rom-com as it has been advertised, and it has run into a bit of a controversy which we'll talk about.
Okay.
And there are 2 ads of Dove and Coca-Cola which we will
Which we will
we
talk
will
very
also be
little about,
reviewing.
because very little needs to be said about them.
So, Ponniyin Selvan is actually a novel, an epic novel, which was written in 1955 in Tamil by a writer called Kalki Krishnamurthy. And this is simply put like their Lord of the Rings. And it is extremely well revered and respected in Tamil Nadu. I think it's a very layered narrative. It's a very well put together epic of epic proportions with multiple characters, and it really makes you see the historical context of how everything was in India was back in the day, with the kings and the infighting between kings, and the the vying for the throne and the scheming that went on. So it's very difficult for me to explain what the story is, but it's essentially like Game of Thrones in Tamil.
Is there any angle of Hindu revivalism, Hindutva revivalism in it?
So I did not feel that there is. I mean,
So they're
again,
just trying to
I'm
use that
comparing-
so it doesn't get boycotted, basically. It's not.
Yeah,
done in the film.
I'm comparing this to the spate of Tanhajis and the क्या थी वो यार अग्निहोत्री वाली picture.
Kashmir Files.
Kashmir Files and all this. There is no blatant sort of we are superior than you. So there's a lot of twists and turns that happen. And Aishwarya Rai plays like the vampish character who is sort of who puts everything in motion. जहाँ पे वो double game खेल रही है. So she's married to a Chola king, but she's actually faithful to the Pandyas.
So does she have a dialogue like,
Our business is our business. None of your business.
our business is our business, none of your business? Now let's talk about the film that I shall refer to as NN.
And sure. I think we both should.
It is directed by Paranjeet, written by him as well. It is starring some really talented youngsters. It's about a theatre troupe who are coming up with a new play, and it's going to be about love. And so in that conversation of what should the play be about, you see various perspectives, prejudices of their group, on love is politics. I loved that line, love is politics, about trans people, about caste, critique about religion. They also, kind of flirt with the whole love jihad angle of things that,
Yeah.
So everything that they say really resonates with me. I think it's important that this be spoken about in popular cinema and popular culture.
Right.
But not like this, because it is too filmy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know whether you've seen Dil To Pagal Hai with
Yes.
Shah Rukh Khan, Madhuri Dixit,
Madhuri and Karishma.
where he's
Yes.
saying pyar par play karenge. That whole, it kind of reminded me of that, in the sense that was like done by tone deaf, written and directed by tone deaf, not aware of the India we're living in people, but still love as a theme for the theatre, and that becomes the theme of the film.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of that zone, but made by people who are aware, politically aware, socially aware. But the craft of the writing, of the filminess and the contrivedness, that we will spoon feed the concept to you, that we will say it out, that caste is this, rather than me get it. So that is why I was a little disappointed, because I really want to like the film. So I will continue. I mean, I've finished watching it, but just whether it was the music, but it was still not the film I would have liked Paranjeet to have made, if you know what I mean.
Okay, that's interesting, because I really like that scene that you're talking about, where they're planning on what to talk about, and their various aspects of their ideologies come out. I didn't see it as spoon feeding. I just saw it as I don't know. I mean, I think एक वो है कि if you want to reach out the most number of people, you have to simplify things a bit.
Sure.
I wouldn't say spoon feed, but in a sense, you have to say out the things rather than leave it at their behest
Got
to make of it what they will. But even smaller things, like in the very first scene of the film starts with a song sung by Nina Simone, and there is this couple, and the guy
And the
puts the
tilt
song
down
off.
from the kiss.
Yes, and the girl starts singing an Ilayaraja song, and the guy is opposed to Ilayaraja, and she says कि भाई तुम नीना सिमोन को तो बड़ा सुनते हो because she's a black rights activist, but when the same thing comes to Ilayaraja, who's a lower caste musician who has gone on to become a legend in the Tamil film industry, you have a problem with that. So I think maybe I'm impressed by it because like you said, the bar is so low कि हम अब इन चीज़ों के बारे में बिल्कुल बात ही नहीं करते. We've gone the other way where we are glorifying the supremacy of one group over another. So even the mere mention or the mere portrayal of different ideologies and caste being spoken about and inclusion and representation being spoken about, that maybe is impressing me more because we're surrounded with such bullshit. So maybe that's one reason. But it's almost a 3-hour film.
Yeah.
I never felt like it was dull at any point or I lost interest at any point. Chup is a thriller directed by R. Balki. It's the concept of the film, I have to say, is very unique. तो film का concept ये है कि what they do is they make the killer a Guru Dutt obsessive. So the second half is now him watching Guru Dutt films and taking inspiration from them for his murders. And my thing is like, if you're making a film like this, do not show me frames from some of the most amazing classic
Kaagaz
films
Ke
made
Phool
in Hindi
type.
cinema.
So,
Because now I just want to get up from my seat and go watch those films. I want to मतलब आप फिल्म के अंदर फिल्म दिखा रहे हैं गुरुदत्त की, अब मुझे गुरुदत्त वाली फिल्म देखने का मन कर रहा है. मुझे ये मन नहीं कर रहा कि मैं आपकी फिल्म देखूं. And also
जिसमें सनी देओल है.
Sorry?
जिसमें सनी देओल है.
जिसमें सनी देओल है, हाँ. And also it's doing this thing which a lot of Hollywood films do, is they will intersperse a beautiful romantic song with a killing scene. कि आप देख रहे हो भाई, डाइकोटोमी देख रहे हो कि हम मर्डर वाले सीन में आपको हम गीता दत्त की आवाज सुना रहे हैं. Now that works in some cases. I think Vishal Bhardwaj did this very well in Ded Ishqiya, where in a shootout scene he plays a Begum Akhtar ghazal, and for some reason it's really going with the visuals, even though the song doesn't have to do anything with killing and murdering. But in Chup, it just comes across as cheap and gimmicky. कि आप you're playing songs from the 50s which we've grown up listening to on our radio with our grandparents and uncles and aunts, and now we're watching that while a person is continuously stabbing someone. So yeah, Chup wasn't a very pleasant experience. I think this is a case with most R. Balki films कि उसके concept बड़े interesting होते हैं, but somehow he falters in the execution. Yeah.
Even Quentin Tarantino does this very well, where the soundtrack that is playing is at complete odds or contrast to what is happening. You know, there'll be I can't identify classical Western music by just the tune, other than that Karuna Barana, whatever that most use, that the Omen, and it's been used in the Old Spice ad, but whatever it's called.
Exactly.
But
बात यही है ना अभिनंदन, वो अंग्रेजी गाने हमने कभी सुने नहीं होते हैं, तो हम पहली बार उनको उन सीन्स में सुन रहे होते हैं. So then
I think some people do it well, like you said,
right,
but some people, it looks contrived. Yeah. There is a film called Adipurush. Now I saw the promo and I was like, dear God, they're trying to cash in on the whole Hindu revivalism or whatever it is. And Saif Ali Khan, I guess money knows no religion or color. He said, let me also play Ravan in this, no matter what the whole mood is doing to... Now the criticism is that Hanuman is wearing leather, and Hanuman lands basically like that pose. Whose pose is that whenever he lands? All this, the Marvel comic pose. Not like,
superheroes. Superhero landing.
So, get an original pose. Don't copy the pose. Also, the landing pose like this, the Captain America's landing pose. Have Captain India ka landing pose. That he should land in like some asana like this or something. He should like land like this. Why does he have to land like this?
The audio listeners are missing out on this.
All this is so unoriginal. Then he's wearing leather apparently. So how can Hanuman wear leather? Then Saif is looking Muslim. His beard, he has long hair.
Considering he's playing Ravan, shouldn't you be okay with that?
Now here, see the beauty, Abbas. This is where you see, I'll explain to you. Subscribe and listen to the complete unedited version of this podcast on our podcast player. Download the app. It will be most helpful for you to listen to this podcast smoothly without any problem.
We, being an independent platform, depend on our readers, viewers and listeners. Support independent media by subscribing to News Laundry. Go to newslaundry.com, click on the subscribe button at the top and pay to keep news free.